There are lessons in life you won't understand right away, not because they are complicated, but because they don't feel important. At first, they feel small, optional, something you can think about later, so you ignore them. You focus on what feels urgent, what feels necessary, what feels right in the moment, and life goes on. You make decisions, you follow habits, you repeat patterns without questioning them, without realizing what they are leading to. And then one day, something changes, not suddenly, but clearly. You look back at your choices, at your time, at your life, and you see things differently. You understand what really mattered, what didn't, what you should have done, what you should have paid attention to. And that realization is not easy, because by the time you understand, some things are already gone. Time, opportunities, chances you can't get back. And that's what makes these lessons hard. Not because they are difficult to understand, but because they are understood too late, after experience, after mistakes, after time has already passed. That's why this matters. Because if you can see these lessons early, you can change your direction, you can make better choices, you can avoid regret. So in this video, we're going to talk about 8 hard lessons, the kind most people only understand when it's already too late. Most people don't learn from advice. They learn from experience, from mistakes, from time, because some lessons don't feel real until you go through them. You can hear them, you can understand them, but you don't truly believe them. Not yet, because nothing has forced you to, nothing has made it clear. That's why people repeat the same patterns. They delay, they ignore, they choose comfort because it doesn't feel urgent, it doesn't feel serious, it doesn't feel like something that will cost them. But over time, that changes. Slowly, quietly, without warning, you start to feel it. Things don't work the way you expected. Time moves faster, opportunities become fewer, and you begin to see things differently. What once felt unimportant starts to feel critical. What you ignored starts to matter. And that's when the lesson becomes real, not when you hear it, but when you feel it, and by then, it's often late. That's why these lessons matter, because if you understand them early, you don't have to wait for experience to teach you. You don't have to lose time to understand value. You don't have to regret to see clearly. So, in the next part, we're going to break down these lessons, the ones that feel simple now, but become powerful later, the ones that can change your life if you understand them in time. Number 1, time is not as unlimited as you think. When you're younger, it feels like you have plenty, enough to delay, enough to waste, enough to figure things out later. So you don't take it seriously, you spend it casually, on things that don't matter, on distractions, on comfort, but time doesn't slow down. And one day, you feel it, the years moving faster, opportunities becoming fewer, and you realize you never actually had that much time. You were just using it without awareness. Number 2, not everyone will stay in your life. You assume people will always be there. Friends, family, connections. You think you have more time with them, more chances, more moments. But life changes, people leave, situations shift, and sometimes there is no clear ending, no explanation, just distance, and you realize you didn't appreciate those moments enough. Number 3, comfort can cost you your future. It feels safe, easy, predictable, but comfort has a hidden cost. It keeps you in the same place. It removes challenge. It removes growth. And over time, that comfort becomes a trap, because while you stay comfortable, life keeps moving, and you don't. Number 4, you won't always feel ready. You wait for confidence, for clarity, for the right moment, but that moment doesn't come, because readiness is not something you feel first. It's something you build by starting. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to begin. Number 5, you are responsible for your life. It's easy to blame circumstances, your past, other people, and sometimes those things are real, but they don't change one fact. Your life is still your responsibility, your choices, your actions, your direction, and until you accept that, nothing truly changes. Number 6, your habits decide your future, not your goals, not your plans, not your intentions, but what you do every day, repeatedly, without thinking, because your life is built on patterns, and if your habits don't change, your life won't either, no matter how much you want it to. Number 7, you will regret what you didn't do more than what you did. Mistakes feel painful, failure feels uncomfortable, but they pass. They teach you something. They give you clarity, but not trying leaves you with questions. What if? What could have happened? What would your life look like if you had taken that chance? And those questions stay with you for years. Number 8, no one is coming to save you. You might wait for help, for support, for someone to guide you, to fix things, to change your life, but most of the time, that doesn't happen. People are focused on their own lives, their own problems, their own direction. So if you keep waiting, nothing changes because your life depends on you, your actions, your decisions, your responsibility. These lessons are simple, but they are not easy to accept because they remove comfort, they remove excuses, they remove illusion. And what's left is reality, clear, direct, unavoidable. And that's why most people avoid them. Because once you accept them, you can't stay the same. You have to change. You have to act. And that's the part most people delay until it's too late. And here's the truth. These lessons are not hidden. They are not secret. They are right in front of you, right now. The only difference is whether you choose to see them, because most people don't ignore lessons because they don't understand them. They ignore them because they don't feel urgent. They think they have time. More chances, more later. But later is where regret lives, because by then, time has already passed. Opportunities are gone, and things are harder to change. That's when clarity comes. Not because you searched for it, but because you were forced to see it through experience, through loss, through time. But you don't have to wait for that. E4. You don't have to learn everything the hard way, because awareness changes everything. The moment you see these lessons clearly, you start thinking differently. You start acting differently. You start choosing differently, not perfectly, but consciously, and that's enough. Because your life is not shaped by one big decision. It's shaped by small ones, repeated every day. So if you understand these lessons now, use them, apply them, let them guide your choices. Because the earlier you understand, the more time you keep. And time is the one thing you can never get back.